Everyone sees the game. The lights, the moments, the headlines, that's the part they show you. But that's not the whole story. Because behind every win, there's something else. Pressure, decisions, sacrifice, things you don't hear about, things you're not supposed to see. I started noticing it. The gaps, the questions no one was asking, the stories no one was telling. Not because they weren't there, but because no one was looking. So I did. I stopped chasing just the highlights, and I started chasing the truth. The moments in between, the voices underneath, the stories behind the sport. Because what's real isn't always what's visible. We don't want you to hear, we want you to listen. We are so back, y'all. We are so back. Welcome to the relaunch of Behind the Sports Show, BTS. My name is Giovanna Sroggins. I am the host and creator of this podcast. It has been a journey so far, y'all. Let me tell you, it has been a journey, but we are here and we are going to continue to bring you the stories in sports that y'all really want to hear. Let's be honest. That's why I made this show, and that's why I am so excited and passionate about the show, to give y'all a little bit of a look into what you can expect going forward. We're breaking down BTS in 2 seasons. So this is going to be season 2, episode 1 of the Behind the Sports Show. Going forward, the first 5 to 10 minutes of the podcast, we're going to be talking, yapping about stuff in sports, my opinions, my takes, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And then the next 20 to 30 minutes are going to be the meat and potatoes of our episode, our really cool interviews. Everybody that has to touch in the sports world, we are going to be talking to. We're going to get their stories. We're going to amplify their voices. We're going to highlight them in their career. And y'all, I don't know if you can tell, this is so exciting for me. So this first episode is, I couldn't think of anyone better, any story better to kick off the rebrand and relaunch of BTS. And so I'm very excited to share that with y'all. And I hope that you continue on the BTS journey with me as I talk to more people going forward. Make sure you're following Behind the Sports Show on Instagram and TikTok at Behind the Sports Show. And you can also follow me at Giovanna Stroggins on the show as well. So stay tuned and honestly, grab your popcorn, guys, because this episode's going to be good. Episode 1 of season 2 of the BTS relaunch. We are excited to have the one, the only, Mr. Carolina Mike. Bring him in. What's going on?
What up, party people? I got a question for you. If you had 150,000, hey, what up?
That was the perfect way to start this. I am so glad you did that. I didn't even ask him to do that, y'all. He just did that. That was amazing.
I was trying to get your attention while I was backstage. I was like, it's like, oh, just do it. All right, bye.
No, it's good. I'm glad I was surprised. Well, first and foremost, for those that might not know the song, and if you don't know the song, you have to know the song. Tell us a little bit about who you are, where you come from, and what got you kind of into the sports world.
Okay, that's a lot of questions. So who I am, where I come from, what got me. So let's start with, I am Carolina Mike. I am just a regular, everyday tech nerd who loves sports, huge fan of Carolina Panthers, and wrote a song a couple of years ago, released it in 2023 to little fanfare, but in 2025 it's hard to take off a little bit. And the second verse that I added shouts out some of my favorite things, which right up there is Carolina Panthers, and then it just sort of took off from there. Hopefully that answers, in a small package, what's going on.
It does. It definitely does. Did you ever think that this song that you made would take you so far on social media, get millions of views on social media, and then take you all the way to performing the song at a Carolina Panthers game during this previous season?
No, no, it was all surreal. And as much as I say, okay, this is happening, it's still surreal. Like every time something happens. Um, yeah, yeah. Like I literally had a moment right before the Carolina Panthers thing was about, once I knew it was going to happen, let's just say I had a moment.
I feel like
So
you have to have those though. Like that makes you appreciative of the moment that you are in. So you
yeah,
got to take it all in for a second. Okay, so you write the song, you perform it at Carolina Panthers, and I'm going to talk about some other performances that you've done, but let's go from like the very beginning. Like what even got you into writing songs and all this stuff?
sure, sure. Um, I've been, you know, wanting to sing and entertain since I was a kid, right? And then I was able to get into band, been in band, in high school, college, Marine Corps, and kind of got the bug for performing in college, continued it in the Marine Corps. And then when I got out, I right around 2018, I decided that I was just going to try it. And I tried it, song came out, and I was like, this is kind of fun. And so I just made more. Like I just like to make fun music. And so I just kept making more songs.
And then you kept making more songs, and you're like, why not talk about the things that I love, which is what kind of brought you into the whole football Carolina Panthers thing, I'm assuming.
Kind of, yeah, it's a weird path of how it all wind up. And when I tell you, it's like you can't really make this up. I mean, it's
Mm.
kind of wild. So 2018 was my first release, and then 2023 is when I was working on writing like 30 songs in 30 days. Like that was my idea. And I think I got to like 6 or 7 songs. And uh, one of those was the beat for If I Had $150,000. So that was 2023. I released it with just a single verse, just talking about buying a yacht, wearing a watch, just some silly stuff, having fun with it. And it didn't do anything in 2023, but I kept making videos here and there. And then all of a sudden, July 25th, I made a particular TikTok that just did well. I think it was a trifecta. It was still the first verse, wearing a particular outfit, you know, doing the hand toss without the money, and then I added the money later on, and it just kind of grew from there. And people kept asking, "Well, where's the rest of the song?" Because it was just one verse.
Uh-huh.
And I said, "Well, that is the rest of the song. Like that's it. It's a verse." And why I would release a song with a single, I have no idea, but I did it anyway. People kept asking for more, and I talked to a few people, to a few of my mentors, and I didn't really want to like open up the session. Like I was
Mm.
like, song is done. I said what I wanted to say, but my mentors were like, "Nah, you're gonna have to reopen that session." Oh my god! All right, here we go. Because I mean, I was, I'm a competitive tennis player, working on getting better.
Oh,
I was working.
okay.
I had a tennis tournament, right, and so, but my mentors was like, "Do this." So 24 hours later, I had the verse written, and when I was starting to write it, I said, "You know what? Okay, my mentors are kind of like telling me I need to do this. I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna have as much fun as possible. What do I
Mhm.
like to do the most? Play tennis and go to Panthers games." And so I made sure I worked at least those two things in there. And then it really started to pick up after I added the second verse, and then put in like the actual Monopoly money. Um, the rest is history.
The rest is history. That's so cool. And this is why I love like talking to people like you and some other people, is because like you would have never known that there was literally a whole story. It wasn't just, oh, I like made this song in my bathroom one day and like decided to put it out. No, there is a whole story behind it. And so I just think that's so cool. Let's talk about the Carolina Panthers just for a second. How long have you been a Carolina Panther fan?
Oh boy. I think it started right when they were in the NFC Championship. Um, right after they began. So and I was also at the groundbreaking of Ericsson Stadium when they were uh, building the stadium. Uh, and so they were kind of good out the gate, and the fact that we actually had a team was awesome. And then when I moved to Minnesota in '98, then I just continued to cling to them because it was like my piece of home, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody around here, nothing against the other teams, but people support their teams, and everyone would just assume that I lived in Minnesota, that I was a Vikings fan. Vikings are cool, but I'm a Carolina Panthers fan. And so just really have been just ever since.
Do you so if like you've seen the team have some success, what were your biggest takeaways this past season with the Carolina? Well, like what was it like watching them in person, and what were your biggest takeaways from that game too?
It was awesome watching them in person. It was hard to focus on the game because like my first well, okay, I had seen them play in person in Minnesota,
Uh-huh.
right? Whenever they came to Minnesota between '94 and whenever and last year, or '98 rather. And I'd never been to Bank of America. I'd never been to the stadium live. And so the first time I was there was when I performed it for the Saints game. When I performed the song at the and so yes, I got to like sit in some decent seats and watch the play. I remember that first touchdown. I was like, screaming, but then my daughter was like, "You can't do that," and I was like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "You have to perform." And I was like, and so I couldn't cheer as much as I wanted to, but it was great to see them live. I don't know if I'm answering your question or not. But
No, I wanted to get your POV and your experience from that game for sure. You mentioned your daughter, and I know like when we were talking offline, you mentioned your daughter as well. That's so cool that you got to do that and experience with that with her. Tell me a little bit about y'all's relationship.
she's amazing. She is a light of my life, and she has made me a better person. Um, there you go. It's family first, and everything else after that. So very proud of her, and shout out to my lovely daughter and her amazing mom and my whole family. So
Oh, shout out fam. Hey. Love that. Love that. Okay. So you did answer my question, by the way, but I also am curious to know like what were your overall takeaways from the Panthers as a team in the NFL this season? And then I'm gonna say a little bit about my takeaways, but I want to start with you first.
overall takeaway is that they're playing like a team and like they got heart, and I appreciate that. Um, I they've always had as long as I've been following, they've always had a tough defense. I love to see that tough defense, and they're just working together to like lift each other up, which I think is really awesome.
Yeah, it's interesting because first of all, I'm born and raised in Dallas for those that don't know or if you didn't know, but I'm like I do rep the Cowboys, but like with caution. Like I'm a very optimistic Cowboys fan. Like I'm not going to sit here and be delusional about how we play. With the Panthers though, it's really been interesting because when they got TT McMillan, he was offensive rookie of the year this year, which I think it was very much well deserved. And then with the kind of like turnaround Bryce Young is starting to do now, I think this Panthers team could be really good going into next season. Now, I had a lot of judgment on them not having a winning record, still being in the playoffs. Um, the whole division winner was really messy for me, in my opinion. I didn't like all of that. I feel like they should have been a little bit more dominant later into their season, especially the caliber of teams that they were playing. But I'm excited for the Panthers next season. I'm
Yeah,
excited for them.
definitely. Like you mentioned Bryce coming back from the with the adversity, that was amazing to watch. So
Mm-hmm.
they're playing without fear, and it's fun to watch.
I like that. Like using the term they're playing without fear. I do like that. If you could right here, right now, predict one thing that will happen for the Carolina Panthers next season. And this is gonna be clipped. What would that be?
One thing that I predict will happen for them,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be a very sort of under the radar. There's going to be a moment where they're going to need to make something happen, and they're going to make it happen because there won't be any noise going on in their brains.
Okay.
That's what I'm predicting that will happen.
Okay. I like that. We're like philosophical over here.
Yeah.
No, I love that. That's really special. Do you, outside of like the Panthers, I know that's your team, do you follow any other team, have interest in any other team in
Oh,
the NFL?
in the NFL. Not necessarily, although I do. It was interesting watching Sam Darnold go win a Super Bowl. That was the wildest thing. So yeah, shout out to him. I mean that's just wild.
What were
So
your thoughts on the overall Super Bowl game? Because I know a lot of people were saying it was a boring game, but I mean, defensive games can be boring, but it also was exciting to watch, the Seattle defense put as much pressure as they did on Drake May and the Patriots. But what were your thoughts? Was it boring? Was it not? Was it good? Bad
you
Bunny?
come with hard hitting questions. Oh my god! What if I didn't even watch the game? What if I just watched the highlights? What am I
Oh, that's
supposed to?
fine.
I'm
That's
not. I did watch it though for the most part. But wow, you got y'all. Be warned when you come on here, you're gonna get the hard hitting question. Now, I thought it was a little. I was like, this is kind of blah. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, but it was still, it was cool. It was cool. It was again. Um, it was just it was interesting to see how it played out. But yeah, I thought it was a little slow moving. Yeah.
Did you pick the Seahawks to win, or did you pick the Patriots?
I don't think I necessarily picked either to win. I just, out of anything, I wanted to see Sam Darnold do well.
Fair.
Yeah.
I think the majority of people were either rooting for Drake May because he's a young guy in the NFL and he, the Mike Vrabel story of the Patriots and the dynasty, or you were rooting for Sam Darnold and this
Yeah.
comeback year. It was kind of one or the other. So glad Sam got him one.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you mentioned you're a professional tennis player.
I-
So let me just get this straight. So you're a diehard Carolina Panthers fan, a professional tennis player, a singer-songwriter, was in the Marine Corps. Is there anything else I should know before we continue this interview?
First off, we need to make an edit. I love the fact that you threw in professional tennis player because that is not, for the record, I am not a professional.
It's okay. We can be a little delusional on the we can be a little delusional here. This is a safe space.
I love to compete in amateur tennis tournaments and tennis leagues. So
that's cool. Do you like mix your tennis like competition and like the way you play tennis with some of your like music and like rhythm and singers like songwriting? Like I'm picturing you about to serve and you're like singing "If You" and like you're trying to hit the That's what I'm envisioning. But does anything like that happen?
No, but I might start now because I think that's a good. No, well, it's funny that you bring that, and remember, you opened up this Pandora's box. Okay, so this is your fault now. All right, so there is a thing that I do when I'm playing tennis. There's two particular things. And during the serve, I'm not saying if you had 150. I'm not doing that. However, I am saying da da da. I'm not.
Okay.
It's from a book. Let me explain. All right.
Yeah,
It's
explain.
There's a book out there called The Inner Game of Tennis.
Okay.
And in it says, pick some sort of like, I think it's called like mnemonic or device that you say to yourself as you're going through the motions. So as I'm about to toss the ball, I say da, I toss the ball, da, and when I hit it, another da. And it helps me keep my timing so that every serve is the same. That's one thing.
Interesting.
Another thing I do is I'm constantly saying bounce, hit, bounce every time the ball, even when I'm not hitting the ball. Like if I'm in drills and I'm watching like people hit, my brain is just saying bounce, hit, bounce because I've got my brain trained to that. And again, it helps me keep timing. Like, if someone hits a ball really fast and hard to me, if I'm saying bounce, hit, bounce, and I know when it's going to hit and I can be ready to, or I know when it's going to bounce, I know when it's time for me to hit it, and it just helps me keep track of the ball.
I'm kind of glad that we opened this Pandora's box because
I don't know. I'm kind of regretting it, but just kidding.
well, no, from an athlete standpoint, like I would have never thought that from a book that you would learn kind of processes to get your mind mentally prepared, especially in a mental game like tennis. That's actually very, very cool.
There's a method to the madness now that we've opened the box. I kind of keep going until you tell me to like close the box. So here's the thing. And like it happened in my last match, like thoughts start creeping in, right? Like I had an epic match, epic match, except I ended up losing it because I let thoughts creep in. Okay. I came down in the first set down 0-3 to win the first set from 0-3.
Wow.
Okay. But then near that end of that second set where I needed to win it to be over, thoughts of like future performances started creeping in my brain. And I'm like, shoot, here we go. And then it just, but up until that point, that bounce, hit, bounce kind of helps keep any other thought from creeping into your mental so that you can focus on hitting the ball and not getting tight or what happens if I miss or now they ran to the net. What am I going to do? So,
right.
I digress.
I digress.
I feel like you're going to cut all of this part out.
No, we're not cutting anything. We don't cut anything on this. It's the real. You get the real here. This is not pre-production, pre-produced. This is the real. But I've never talked to a tennis athlete or player, so you kind of explaining that is I have my gears turning. So I'm gonna have to get a tennis player on the show soon. Okay. As we wrap up this interview, I do want to play sort of a game with you.
We didn't talk about this before. Hey, now.
It's you. This is a game that you very much know.
Oh boy.
I wouldn't say it's a game, per less. I want to go through your lyrics.
Oh boy.
If I had 150,000. And I want you to give me your, and we're going to only go through a couple, not the whole song, but I'm going to read them off. And I want you to tell me what you were thinking as you were writing these lyrics.
How am I supposed to remember that? Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Spend 150,000 on a big old yacht.
Yeah. Okay. So at the beginning, I was like, for whatever reason, I had like if you had 150,000 part kind of like in my brain, right? And I was like, okay, now we gotta like write about stuff that we would buy with that $150,000. And I was like, what's something absurd that I could buy with 150K? Oh, a yacht. And so I said, spend 150. Like I literally wrote, spend 150 on a big old yacht. And then I was like, wait a minute, that's not enough to buy it. I was like, okay, wait, that's not enough to buy a yacht. Does that answer your question?
Yes, that does. That's exactly what I need you to do. All right, next lyric.
Oh boy.
Maybe buy a little pony for my baby girl. Just might take a trip around the world.
Yes. So, when my daughter was younger, we used to vibe out and watch My Little Pony. And so that's kind of like a double entendre. And, everyone is saying like, oh, buy your kid a pony or whatever. So it was kind of that little reference. And, she likes horses and likes pets. And so, yeah, that was kind of a My Little Pony. It's a pony and also a double entendre to My Little Pony.
I love that. That's not where I thought. I'm glad it had a My Little Pony reference. I watched My Little Pony growing up as a kid, so that's sick. Um, I get some brand new roller skates. I'd spend some cash to fix this beat. I might get some escargot to eat.
Oh boy, that's a lot going on in just that. That's like three things going on. So
Okay,
the first,
let's start on the roller skates then.
sure,
I'd get some brand new roller skates.
yes, I like to roller skate. I like to roller skate, and I haven't been in a little while. Um, but yeah, that's where that's from. And then what was that? I might spend some cash to fix this beat. Is that what's after
Yes.
that? I'm
Yes.
asking you about my lyric. Um, so that was just a little self-deprecating humor, just having fun. It's like, you know what? Maybe because I made it up on my own. I could spend some money and like ship it off and probably have like some wild producer like make it way better than what it is. So,
No, I think it's
oh, and the
fine just the
escargot.
way it is. It's more than fine.
Thank
Yes,
you.
the
And then the
escargot part.
escargot. I guess some escargot. I think I was just looking for words. I don't know. I mean,
Words to rhyme.
escargot is supposed to be expensive, but and then I knew that I don't like escargot, or I've never tried it, but I think it'd be gross. And I was like, oh, that's made with okay. Anyway, now I'm going beyond where you
We
told
gotta
me.
get you to try escargot though. That's like that has to be on your bucket list now.
Can we don't and say we did? It sounds gross.
No, it's
I
so
guess
good, I promise. I wouldn't steer you wrong. It's good. I
okay.
promise. I
It
promise.
doesn't look appealing though.
Well, you have to get it from the right place. It has to be made from the right place and from the
All
right
right.
people for sure. Okay, well, thank you for giving us a little insight to your brain on some of those lyrics you wrote. As we kind of wrap up the overall interview, I do want to get a little bit like personal in terms of how you made your dreams come true. I mean, we talked about earlier that you didn't even think that the song was going to blow up. You didn't think that you would be performing for the Carolina Panthers opening. You didn't think any of this was going to happen, and you're just a normal guy who wanted to make a song and do something that he's passionate about, and that kind of led him into the door of the sports world. So just talk to me about your motivation, your inspiration, your determination behind all of these things and how it led you to this point. And then also kind of give advice to people who might have a similar passion or a similar thing, but don't quite know what to do to get them to that next step, if that makes sense.
Sure. Be yourself, have fun, keep getting out of bed.
Simple.
It's very simple. There's a lot that goes all into that, but have fun, be yourself, keep getting out of bed, and try and help, put some positivity out there in whatever fashion you feel you can do that. So not the long drawn out.
No, I love it. It's short and sweet. I feel like with your song, it was kind of this thing where it was like, okay, well, is this guy serious? Like, oh no, he's serious. He's for real. Um, but at the end of the day, it puts a smile on people's face. It makes people laugh. It makes people want to get up and dance. It just gives people something opposite of what we sometimes feel a lot in our world and in the sports industry as a whole, just negative energy and comparison and things like that. And for you to kind of just go out and be yourself and make this song that everyone can laugh and dance to is really cool for sure. Is there anything else? Oh, we have to talk about your new song that's coming out.
Yes.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
Can I go back to that last question though, real quick, as a tag?
Of course.
Aside from those things that I said, like, just keep creating content. So it's really, it's kind of a content driven world right now, and maybe you're not super comfortable with it, but even, whatever you're comfortable with, keep on, even if it's just sitting in front of the camera, strumming a guitar or whatever with your song or whatever, however you want to do it, whatever makes you feel like you're having fun, just put that content out there, because that's really all that happened. I just kept and keep trying different things. Like if you don't get, if you get 200 views off of this same thing and you've been doing this same thing 100,000 times, okay, for the next time, maybe try something different.
I like that.
Okay.
Post, be consistent, post, do it, try something different if you don't get good results, but just keep trying.
Right. And now you were talking about the new song.
Yes.
So yeah, it's coming out. Check me out on Carolina Mike _ Mike. That is Carolina _ Mike on Instagram. There's a poll out there where we're looking for the title of that new song.
So, should we name the new song BTS? I'm so kidding.
You know what? I like the way you just went for it. I like that. I like the tenacity.
I gotta shoot my shot. Shoot or
Yeah.
shoot. I've had a blast sitting here talk to you about everything. One thing I did recently just see you do is, outside of performing at the Carolina Panthers game, you've been doing a couple basketball games, and you did perform at the Charlotte Hornets games. So is the whole city of Charlotte just gonna call you up and have you perform now, or are you gonna take this on the road and keep going to cities and mold your songs into different cities? What's the next steps for Carolina Mike?
I love Charlotte. Just shout out to Charlotte. Love it. Panthers, Hornets, they've been outstanding to me. Appreciate both those organizations. And so there are some other events coming up. So I can't really I saw I haven't
He's not going to tell us yet, guys, but I promise when he finds out, he's going to come back on to BTS.
Yes.
Or he's going to call me and he's going to be like, I can tell you now. That's what we've that's our arrangement.
You're going to be the first. You're going to be I'm going to be like, "Oh my gosh, I just found out. I'm texting BTS." Boom.
Yep.
All right. And so yeah, it's fun to do a little shout, for wherever I'm at within the song, if I can fit it in. So yeah, look out for more of that. And if you're looking to have some Carolina Mike energy, come check me out.
I might have to hire you for my wedding. That's kind of where not that I'm getting married anytime soon, but that's the vibe I'm
Let's do it.
Going towards. Okay, well, thank you so much for being season 2, episode 1, the rebrand, first official guest for BTS. Again, as I said in the beginning of the episode, I don't think there was a better story or a better person to kick off the rebrand as an interview with. So I do appreciate your time and I appreciate you coming on. Make sure you follow Carolina Mike everywhere on socials, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, wherever, because the man's legit and we have to support our small creators. Not that he's a small creator, but his songs, we got to support him because we don't want to listen to the mainstream people anymore. That's a different tangent for a different day. Any last words?
Just want to say thank you so much for having me on, and shout out BTS. Y'all go check out BTS, rocking it. I love you guys. Love you, all the fans. Thank you so much.
Well, you heard it here, folks, on BTS, the one, the only Carolina Mike.
$150,000 in your hands?
Well, have you?
So, moral of the story, and I'm basically going to make a song in order to get me and Jerry World to perform in front of the Dallas Cowboys in the 2026-2027 season. Y'all can help me write the bars if you want. I'm not sure how I'm going to start, but I got to take a page out of Carolina Mike's book and just write down things that come to mind, random things, I guess. This episode was so cool. I appreciate y'all listening. Make sure you're following Carolina Mike on all of his social platforms, and you're following me at Giovanna on Instagram and TikTok. And gotta support the show, gotta support the cast. Make sure you're following that too at Behind the Sports Show on Instagram and TikTok as well. We're coming in hot, guys. The relaunch does not stop here. I have a couple more surprises going forward, so make sure you're staying tuned. And yeah, see you soon, guys.